Hi everybody, it's Lisa Faber with the Silhouette Cameo School for Newbies Facebook group. I also own a business called Vintage Gypsy, and I have an online t-shirt shop called the Salty Gypsy Boutique. What we're going to talk about today is basically HTV before the first cut. I did one for vinyl before the first cut. I'm going to show you all the tools that you're going to need in order to start cutting HTV. They don't typically tell you that. They just kind of send you the machine. Here you go ahead and have fun, which is a great machine. Of course, you need the Cameo 3, Cameo 2. Most people are on the Cameo 3 now. I did switch over to that. I do have a 1, 2, and 3, which means I have a problem. I have all of them that I bought myself. Nobody has donated them or given them to me or, wanted me to come and, help them out with it or say, oh, here, put this on your videos. No, I bought them myself. I had the other one a long time ago, and I switched over to the Cameo. I do like it a lot better. It has a lot more functionality. One of the things that you can do with the Cameo 2 or 3 or 1 is you can cut something called HTV. So for newbies out there, that is heat transfer vinyl. Okay, that's the shortened acronym that we typically call it HTV. We will cut it with the machine. A lot of people will say, we're going to learn I'm going to print this out. Typically, you're going to cut it if you're using the Cameo. The Cameo machine does not print, but it will cut. Some of the things that you can do with HTV, we'll talk about that a little bit first. Some people are actually putting it on the stainless steel mugs. You can get a mug press that will do that. Some people use their iron for it. You can put it on glass. People are putting it on canvas. I've been putting it on canvas for a couple years. You can do a reverse canvas, they call that. You can put it on hats and attach patches to it. There's all different types of koozies that you can do. And some with the zipper kind. Shirts is another thing. Tote bags, robes, book bags, backpacks. Pretty much anything that has fabric you can attach it to. Like I said, some people are doing it with glass and metal. Heat press that you're probably going to need. The one I recommend is the Fancier Studio Power Press. It's a 15 by 15. You can always find them on sale at Amazon, but I will make sure that I post the link with this as well of the one that I recommend that you get. It's the one that I've had. I've had it for probably 4 or 5 years now, maybe longer. I can't remember when I buy stuff. So, and it sits in my shop and I do use it. I don't recommend anything smaller than a 15 by 15, simply because if you're going to be doing shirts, most of the designs are at least 10. That's for like a small. Some are 12 inches wide. Some are 14. So, also you can get more real estate on there. You don't have to do so many presses. If you get a small press, you have to move things around a couple times. So you don't want to have to do that. So that's just some of the things that you can do with your heat press. There's so many other things you can do with HTV, but there's just too many to name. One of the other things I'm going to suggest that you get is a 24-inch mat. Okay. A lot of people, let me make my screen bigger here. A lot of people use the 12-inch mat. You can use the 12-inch mat, but if you have a 24-inch mat and you have a design that's 4 or 5 different colors and you just need little bits and pieces, you can stick little bits, small scrap pieces of HTV on here and cut everything at once. So I do recommend that. I'll post links for that too. We actually do have a coupon code out there. If you go to Swing Design, it's Cameo Newbie 10. So if you order anything from Swing Design, you'll get 10% off. That doesn't count towards machines though. So we're going to talk about the different types of HTV that's out there. There's so many out there that, I'll forget some of them, but there are so many that are out there. All kinds of new techniques out there. I've gathered all my crap here. There are a lot of textured ones out there. So like this one, when I do football designs, and I put it on the shirt, it actually looks like a football. You can get some that have all kinds of different textures to them. There's brick texture. There's just so many names. You have to get online and look and find some of them. You can just type in textured HTV. Another one that's out there is called Phlox, and it makes it very fuzzy. It almost feels like velvet, which you can't see on this one because I'd have to pull it apart. But it also gives a thicker dimension as well. So that's another option you can do. They do have one called Brick that actually looks like 3-dimensional now. Regular HTV, okay, looks like this. Okay, so you have a dull side and you have a shiny side. So anytime you're going to cut HTV, you need to put the shiny side down. So think shiny and bright. Okay, that's shiny and bright. And then you're going to do like a face plant. That's what I always think about. Okay, so you're going to face plant it, go face first down on the mat. What that means is you're going to take your mat like this. The shiny side here goes on your mat. You're going to be cutting this side. Okay. It's going to hold true for, like I have blue HTV, shiny side, dull side. Shiny and bright goes on their face. Okay, so think about when you're trying to, anytime you go to do HVD like that, HTV, think shiny and bright, and you're going to face plant it. So you always want to put it face down, shiny side down, you hear us say, onto the mat to cut it. But there's all different kinds. We have glitter, which is ooh la la. So same thing, shiny, sparkly side down, so shiny and bright down. The dull side faces up. This is the side you're going to cut on. This comes with a carrier sheet, so you won't need anything else for that. It has its own transfer tape, basically. But it is like a plastic coating, and we call it the carrier sheet. Okay? There's so many options out there, like this one. This is holographic. Isn't that cool? You know what you can do with these? You can make faux rhinestones with this stuff. So if you don't want to do rhinestones, or maybe you don't want to invest in it, sometimes they're pretty heavy on the shirt, get you some of this stuff and cut it. So remember, shiny and bright goes to the face plant, face down. See the dull side. We cut this side. Okay? Some of the other ones that are out there, look at this one. Looks like opal. Oh, here's another one. This is another sparkly one you could use. They call these holographic. And you're going to use these to do faux rhinestones. Or just put it on a shirt. It's really cute on baby stuff too. A new thing that's been coming out recently is foil. It comes with a sticky sheet that you would put down, and then you stick the foil on top of it. Really cool colors. You see these? I got these from Scrappy Chicks on vinyl. Isn't that cool? Look at that pretty purplish color. Okay, so the other thing that's really hugely popular right now is printed or patterned HTV. So here's some of it. Isn't that cool? You can put that on a shirt, cut out a design. There's this one. What else? Oh, these are cool. Now I'm going to tell you the difference between pattern or printed HTV is there's no carrier sheet or no transfer paper. Okay? So printed or patterned, you go pattern up, okay? So you're not going to reverse anything when you do printed. Regular HTV, you have to mirror everything when you cut it, and you do the shiny and bright down, okay? If you're doing patterned, shiny and bright goes up, okay? Now, the carrier sheet is a separate piece that comes with it, only for patterned or printed, okay? Just the printed HTV is like this. You get a carrier sheet that comes separate. The cool part about this is you can reuse this carrier sheet several times. Okay. Those are some of the more popular ones right now that everybody is using. Patterned is really huge right now because you can do so much with it. And like I said, the person that I usually get, my go-to person is Scrappy Chicks on Vinyl. She is awesome. She's actually based in Florida. If you're in the group, her group is linked at the top of the page. She actually has a website as well. If you go to her website and you type in Celio Hangout 10, you get a discount on her website because you're in our group. I also suggest that you, in any of the places that you order HTV from, we have a list. There's tons of places all over the country you can order them from. Get you one of these books. I do recommend the Sizer Easy Weed or the Sizer Weed Stretch. It's way easier for people that are starting out newbies. There's other different brands out there, but this is the one that I use. Everybody uses their own, but this is mine. The cool thing about this book is it shows you all of the colors. Then there's no question. It even has all the textures. Like down here, this is all the flux ones. See all the glitter? And there's the holographic over here at the top. Okay. So I do suggest getting one of these books. The other cool part about it is on the back, it tells you, remember this is just a reference guide of how long to press it and what pressure that you use. Now, it will tell you if it's a hot or cold peel. It tells you what shirt type you can put it on. So it's a good reference to have. Now, Sizer also has an app that you can download as well. I like the book because I'm very visual, so I can see the actual colors. Sometimes the computer screen messes it up. So HTV, 24-inch matte, your Cameo machine, of course. You're also going to need some weeding tools. So like I get these at Harbor Freight. They actually have another set that looks something like this that are at Harbor Freight. They're like $3 and something. They're very cheap. So I do use those a lot. Probably going to need your nice X-Acto knife. Not a nice one. Yeah, that's my favorite one now. And then maybe a set of tweezers. Okay, so these tweezers are very fine points. So sometimes you need that, but not all the time. And you need something to store all your tools in. So this is what I tell my family. Yeah, it's an old eyeglass case, and pretty much all my weeding tools and stuff fit in there. And my X-Acto knives too, so I keep all that handy. So those are some of the supplies that you're going to need. Some of the other things that I suggest that you get is a Teflon sheet. The Teflon sheet you're going to use when you're doing layering. If you're laying 2 or 3 colors on top of each other, that carrier sheet will be removed each time. If the HTV touches the heat press, it will melt. So you have to put a barrier. The other thing that this will do is it diffuses the heat across your design evenly. A lot of heat presses don't press evenly all over. So you want to make sure you get one of these. Pressing pillow. There's a lot of talk about pressing pillows. Yes, you can use old towels or whatever. I got me a 15 by 15 because I do press a lot of onesies. What this allows your designs to do, or your fabric to do, if you have, say, a hoodie that has that little pocket in the front, you cannot press over that because when you do, the vinyl will not stick because it's uneven. So you have to make everything level and flush. This will allow that shirt or onesie to sink into the background, and it becomes flat and even all over. Mark my words, you wait when you start pressing onesies, you'll start thinking about that again. Those are some of the things I suggest before you actually start cutting HTV. Make sure you get all your supplies together. Make sure you get a heat press. Like I said, the Fancier Studio is the one that I use. I have a bigger one right now because my business has gotten a little bit bigger, so I do some t-shirt printing as well. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to tell you before we get into actually trying to cut one. This is going to be I'm going to merge some videos together so that this is all in one. But I think that's about it. Sometimes I do suggest that you get a roller cutter, like one of these, because if you start ordering rolls of HTV, you're going to need to be able to cut it. Sometimes the rolls are cheaper, and I always keep like black, silver, and white rolls on hand all the time. A great big cutting mat, like you can see back here on my table. I get them in the quilting department. I also have this really cool 24-inch ruler that I use. It helps me keep my vinyl straight on the HTV straight when I cut it. So no other transfer tape is needed unless you're doing patterned. I think that's all I have to say about that stuff right now.